danger.
If they come through here, they're gonna kill you, I promise you.
Huge risk.
Watch out.
And intense pressure. Ordinary men.
Come on!
Extraordinary jobs.
Oh, man. Ja, dat geht niet. Dat geeft mij lang, jong. Pas op.
This week, the RAF's least secret weapon in a quest for excellence.
We want perfection, you know. If we don't get that, then frankly we're not that happy.
These men push their abilities and bodies to the limit.
You get tunnel vision, and if you keep pulling G and don't strain against it, that tunnel vision just becomes totally black.
8 and 9.
It's a workplace so unforgiving that the first mistake could be the last.
It's when there's a lapse in concentration that things can go wrong.
Akrotiri Peninsula, Cyprus. Home of the biggest Royal Air Force base in the Med. The clear skies make it the perfect training ground for the famous Red Arrows display team.
It's all right, isn't it? What are you talking about? It's fine.
In this room are 9 of the best pilots in the world, handpicked from 100 others for their ability to fit their aircraft and their personalities together like a jigsaw.
It's tight or shallow? Tight.
Calling the shots in this elite team is the man they call the boss, Jace Hawker.
We are closer than a normal operational squadron because we spend every working moment together. We always fly together and we socialise together quite a lot as well. And our aim is to be the best display team in the world.
To keep the team fresh, each year 3 senior Red Arrows leave to make way for new blood.
I'm sweating already.
We have 9 fairly strong-willed, strong character individuals, and we've gelled really well this year. And the 3 new guys have certainly helped to make that happen.
My texting will be off and everything on the way out. I'm trying to think of something to say.
This year, the new boys are Duffy, Kermit and Lingy. The mix of old and new talent means that each year, the whole team has to re-qualify for the right to wear the famous red flying suit.
I'm a first year along with Duffy and Kermit, so I would say that for us it's a bigger deal than it would be certainly for the third year chaps.
For now, that suit stays firmly in its locker. It's the end of 5 months of intense practice. 3 times a day, 5 days a week, these men have been flying training displays in their Hawk trainer jets, honing and perfecting their intricate formations. In 2 days' time, this squadron will be put to the test by the operational commander of the RAF. He will decide if these pilots have what it takes to display to the public and wear the coveted red suit. But even now, after 220 practice runs, the team are struggling to perfect their timing and positioning.
It was okay. It's one of those trips. It looked okay from the ground. There were a couple of errors though that, to be frank, I was pretty disappointed with. We should be doing better than that. So we're going to go and address those now. Stop it there. Look, depth, shallow 3, isn't it? The main thing there is just depth.
To the untrained eye, the 9-strong formation looks flawless, but even a split-second misjudgment is unacceptable to the team. Stressful viewing for a first year.
They'll pause the video and there'll be a 10-foot difference in smokes, but because we're doing about 750 feet a second, then a 10-foot in time difference is really quite small. So making it time so it's all accurate and we all come out the same is quite challenging. So yeah, I'm finding it quite difficult.
It's just that angled bank kick there, isn't it? Yes. I got in your wake here, so it doesn't want to come up.
Debriefs can get tough,
but that's the whole point of what we do, is that we're constantly looking to get better. And if we all just sat down and went, yeah, it looks all right, and left it at that, then we wouldn't have a very sparkling show at all.
It's all off, isn't it? Look at that. Okay, we have a name for trips like that, don't we, where they don't feel that good. But at this stage, it's those tiny little errors. Just too many behind it, a few too many back-offs in there. And they're the things that makes the difference to us between a good show and a bad show.
All Red Arrows are experienced RAF fighter pilots. They must have logged 1,500 hours in fast jets and flown at least one combat operation to even be considered for the squad.
High level ejection, we bang out, seat separation.
But even for the Red Arrows, there's no escaping combat training, as the pilots must be prepared for sudden disaster at any time.
All the pilots have been on operational missions, and there are risks inherent with doing that. There are risks with doing what we do.
I think combat flying is probably down to luck, whether you get shot down or not. Whether you get hit by AAA, for example, sometimes you can't see it, you may get hit. Whereas on the Red Arrows, everything that we do is measured. We know exactly what our job is, and if everyone does their job, then we're totally safe. It's when there's a lapse in concentration that things can go wrong.
Despite years of training, pilot error is still the major factor in accidents.
Secretary, Red 7 to approach.
In 1971, 2 separate crashes cost the lives of 5 Red Arrows pilots. In its 44-year history, 6 airmen have died flying the Red jets.
Right, here we go.
To be a Red Arrow, absolute concentration is critical. It's their final training mission before their test, and the Reds have to focus their minds completely. To pass their final exam, the pilots will have to fly constantly changing formations at over 400 miles an hour, with their Hawk jets as little as 4 feet apart. With no guidance systems on board, the distances are judged by eye alone.
Don't trim my jet, Boomer. Smoke off. Brake. Unit. Brake. Brake. No. Here we go. Forward. Go.
That looked and felt like a very nice show, so well done. That's it. That's the 2008 training over.
The next time the boss takes his team up, the operational commander will decide if they're fit to wear the Red Arrows colours.
It's my 5th time of doing it, and it still is a big moment. To take your green flying suit off and to go and put nice, smart red flying suit on, you feel proud. And the first years, it's a massive moment for them.
For the new recruits, their next flight will be the most crucial of their careers.
If it's not a positive verdict, then I'll probably go off and cry somewhere.
Every year, the Red Arrows finish their 5-month training programme with an intense 5 weeks in the skies over Cyprus.
3, 2, 1, hack, 7:30. Slot 1 today then.
This morning marks the end of that training.
Out as 9 for a display takeoff with smoke.
Today, the pilots will perform several training displays, or sorties, in front of one of the most powerful men in the RAF, the operational commander. Only he can issue them with their licence to display.
I'm not here to criticise their formation keeping, if only I could fly as well as they can. I'm actually here to assure myself that the way the sorties are run and the safety of the team is as it should be before we present them to the British and other publics.
After 5 months of training, at a cost of £1 million per pilot, a lack of focus now will come at a high price.
If we go into this next one, with tingly stomachs, butterflies in your stomachs, then it's not going to work. You've got to be up for it 100%.
If we haven't got to the standard by now, something's gone wrong in the training. So really, it's one of those things like if you study for an exam or something on the day, as long as you don't have a shocker, you should be all right.
all comes from the very first manoeuvre, but if that goes all right, then yeah, we'll have a good show, I think.
There's no autopilot or special kit. All they have to rely on is their own eye-hand coordination and speed of reaction. For Reds 1 to 9, it's all about the next 20 minutes. As the squadron forms into the pre-displayed Diamond 9 formation, the top brass gathers at the cliff edge for an exclusive performance.
You know, we all come from different fast jet backgrounds. We're all very proud of what we've done, you know, before in our various operational lives. But this is a level of flying, you know, finesse and prowess that, you know, very few in the world can ever aspire to.
Unit, break, go!
The pilots will move through a repertoire of 25 formations, each one trickier than the last.
150, less than 5. Hello, copy.
I hope they haven't peaked a sortie early.
Oh no, they haven't.
Halfway through the display, the 9 pilots split into 2 groups. This is where the more experienced pilots can strut their stuff,
8 and 9.
with daredevil barrel rolls and explosive changes of direction.
Go!
But is it enough to impress the commander?
Up! Break, go!
Fiddles across the mission plan.
Fiddles, clear to land, Sheffield easterly, 14 knots, barrier will be off-light.
Clear to land range.
Well, boss. Well done, boss.
Well done,
Felt like a good one.
That boss.
That did feel good. Right, let's go and find out. Scene 6.
Right, guys, I said when I arrived here that I'm not here to rubber stamp anything, but you know, you spent the last 8 months reaching a level of skill and safeness which I am actually a lot more than happy with. So to Jason, you and all of your team, I'm really impressed. Thank you and well done all. You are fit for release to an adoring public. Jason, well on you.
I'm going to get rid of this now, I don't think.
Having passed with flying colours, the Red Arrows pilots can finally put on their distinctive flying suits, and spirits are high.
First thing you notice is just how bright it is. You sort of keep catching glasses of it. But, good feeling. Good to be back again.
Hello, darling, it's me. How you doing? Yeah, I'm in my red suit right now with a glass of champagne. Yeah, it's cool.
Now, who's deserving in this? Anybody wearing a red suit is a strong call.
You think it was easy to believe, but I still can't believe it. We've been 7 months training. It's still a massive shock. I haven't quite looked in the mirror yet, but I guess I look very, very odd.
Gentlemen, the Red Arrows.
Red Arrows.
RAF Scampton in Lincolnshire is the Red Arrows' home base. After 5 weeks apart, an expectant crowd of wives and girlfriends has gathered to welcome the newly qualified team.
You need to be controlling your dog. Quite weird seeing him in his red suit. He'll be like, woo, well done. Well, for some of the girls, it's really new and exciting. It seems to have lost its edge a little bit for me. Because obviously with Jace being the boss, he's had to have done a 3-year tour beforehand.
Oh, look, come in. Woo!
He always has to interrupt, doesn't he?
Feeling a bit shy, I think. Doesn't recognise me.
This wasn't here, was it?
It's getting a little bit bigger now.
The Reds are back on terra firma, for 24 hours at least.
Dirty washing for Mum. Come on then.
Just enough time for Red 1, Jace Hawker, to carry out an inspection of the family quarters.
I must have to come home more often. It's all nice and clean. Look at that. Right, how are the chickens doing? Got any fresh eggs for me?
Go and get them out there, Mo.
Look, girls. How many eggs we got, Jess? Eggs?
Over the next 4 months, Jace and his team are due to fly 70 displays. For the summer at least, being a dad will have to take a back seat.
My kids have just booked an appointment with me for next Wednesday, which is 5 days' time now, and that's the next time I'm back at home.
I mean, it's just a weird lifestyle, really, but you get used to it. I do find it irritating going to family do's when I'm almost like a part-time single parent. You go, and all they want to do is talk about Jace, and you're the one at home doing the boring stuff. But never mind, he is a hero for another 18 months. And then he hangs up his red suit, and then nobody will remember his name. So that's great.
No, you're going to have to put long trousers on.
No, you've got them on.
I know, but it's your fault.
For the rest of the Reds, coming home means a chance to relax.
Yeah, he's been cheating.
But not too much. One of the greatest dangers faced by Red Arrow's pilots are the enormous gravitational forces placed on the body during tight turns and manoeuvres.
During the display, we put a lot of G-force, so in order to counteract that, we actually sit in the aeroplane and perform a kind of sat-up crunch and tense your stomach muscles and tense your leg muscles and force the blood back up into your head to stop yourself from becoming unconscious. But it's very unlikely that you're going to fall unconscious in an instant. What happens when you pull a lot of G is, first of all, you get tunnel vision. And if you keep pulling G and don't strain against it, that tunnel vision just becomes totally black. Whereas if you train against it, then you can force your vision back.
If the G-force becomes overwhelming, a pilot will lose consciousness with disastrous consequences. The dangers are ever present, but the chance to become a Red Arrow is still the stuff of boyhood dreams.
Yeah, I had these books, got them both from my grandmother, around about, I was 12, I think, or 13 separate years. I read them cover to cover when I was younger. And now, I've actually met most of the guys in the book. All these guys I've been looking at for all those years are now people that I've bumped into and met on an even par, which is just amazing. The first year I applied, I didn't get shortlisted. Got shortlisted the second year, messed up my interview fairly spectacularly, and then luckily they invited me back the third year when I applied and got in. Must have been a bit desperate, I think.
Despite his background training test pilots and being able to fly 30 types of aircraft, joining the world's top display team meant first-year Duffy had to learn a whole new skill set.
The beginning of the training, obviously we're not going to be very good at being a Red Arrows pilot.
A lot of movement around. Better get some
To start with, it is very difficult. But rather than get too close and hit each other, what generally tends to happen is you'll get a very nice view of the formation, and somebody, say Red 2, who's inside me, will make a mistake and get reasonably close to the boss, certainly closer than he wants to get.
Oh, fucking hell, where is he?
So his instant reaction early on is to very quickly move away from the position he's in. But because I'm quite close to him on the outside, then that can give me quite a big surprise. And I get a big wing flash, at quite a scary position to me. So my instant reaction is to do exactly double what he's done.
Turn left, turn left, turn left.
So you can imagine the ripple effect of somebody moving out too quickly, and then that's going to move on till eventually it's going to get quite bad at the end.
Tomorrow, Duffy will fly in a public display for the first time, alongside fellow new boy Kermit.
When we talk about a box that you fly in, that you don't move, and that's the sort of contract we have between each other. I know Kermit might be moving about, but the plan is he'll stay in his box and I'll stay in mine. So if I see him doing something because he's surprised, then hopefully I won't react to it and I'll stay where I am because I'll trust that he'll stay in his box, which is what we build up through the winter, really, the trust of flying with each other.
And with that wonderful opening to Southend Air Show from the beach here, and it is beautiful, hot, sunny, the sand.
Kicking off the summer's display season is the Southend Air Show in Essex.
It's a start.
Smoke comes out.
Yeah, there's a button here to simulate that. Yeah, okay.
It's traditionally the debut show of each year's new Red Arrows team, and a big day for its 3 new recruits.
Normally, in good weather, there's hundreds of thousands of people at Southend, and that's a little amount of added pressure for us, and especially for the new guys who've not displayed in front of the public before. For the 3 first years, the only thing missing from their training is the experience of a huge crowd.
It doesn't have to go much further north for it to be nice weather where we're going. We're all a bit nervous, I think. It's going to be a pretty good experience, though, going over and flying over. And if I get a glimpse out, I'll be able to see all the crowd looking up. I think it's just going to be really special.
To be honest, they'll just be concentrating on their references on my aeroplane. If they're looking out and looking at the public, then they're doing the wrong thing, and I will be able to tell.
Up for it. This will be very good.
Mad for it.
Focusing is the biggest challenge these pilots face now. That and keeping their heads out of the clouds.
I just can't believe that today I'm going to be one of the Red Arrows, a proper Red Arrow, showing in front of the crowd and doing what they expect of Red Arrows, and it's going to be me flying the aeroplane. It's just unbelievable.
It's been pretty emotional, I think. Very excited, a bit nervous.
First-year pilot Mike Ling is understandably nervous. Waiting to watch his first public performance is his whole family, including his dad and a jittery mum.
It's a strange feeling. It's a sort of absolute pride and absolute terror mixed together. So it's a strange feeling.
So, ladies and gentlemen, can anyone see the Red Arrows?
Above him, yeah. Just behind him, above him.
The fast time is executed shuttle formation.
That's not Mike in there.
Wow. It's bad enough watching them fly when it's not one of your little children up there, but when it's your boy up there, really, really frightening.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Jippo break.
Well, it's just unbelievable. Our little boy up there, hey?
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Very proud of him.
Yeah.
Very, very proud.
Yeah.
That's a big cheer for the 2008 Red Arrows!
After a successful debut, the Red Arrows display season is off to a flying start.
It was great fun. Absolutely cool. Really cool. Didn't really see how many people were there. It's not my job, unfortunately, to look out the window, but yeah, lovely day for it. Really smooth, really smooth.
Having flown above the huge crowd, rookies Kermit, Duffy and Lingy now have the honour of heading back to Southend to meet their fans and help recruit the pilots of the future.
You want to fly Red Arrows, do you? Well, keep that badge, make sure you keep wearing it. One day it might happen. There you go.
Today's our first ever event, so it's quite exciting, really.
Well, let me congratulate you on that. The Red Arrows are famous for the aeroplanes, not really the pilots. So individually, we're not at all famous, but then when they've just seen a display and then they get to meet us, I guess they quite enjoy the privilege of having signatures. So it's pretty cool, actually. It's a good feeling.
The 3 rookies have come a long way since qualifying, but there are much bigger challenges to come. Their next display is 4,000 miles away in Quebec, where they'll take on the best display teams in the world.
It's not really competition, but it will be very pleasing if somebody comes up to me and says, you know what, you're the best.
At RAF Scampton, the Red Arrows ground crew, known as the Blues, are hard at work, readying the jets for a North American tour.
What else are we going to do today? Do some target practice.
Yeah.
A few miles away, Red 7, Ben Murphy, and his pregnant wife Jen, also an officer in the Air Force, make the most of their last day together before the long journey to Canada.
I can't remember how to use it. Is it that bit?
Yeah, you fire it just like that. Just like that.
No, that bit's the safety catch, isn't it?
Yeah. Notice the correct in the shoulder pose.
I can't even see it. Honey, don't put me off.
That's pretty good, actually. Just off the ball.
After a year in the Red Arrows, Ben was chosen to be part of the elite duo within the team, the Synchro pair.
If I screw this up, my life will not be worth living.
It's a job that involves an extra level of focus and precision.
Oh, I think you missed it completely.
But luckily, no shooting.
Not entirely convinced.
The Synchro pair are the daredevils of the Red Arrows. Closing on each other at 800 miles per hour means blocking out every natural instinct and throwing the pilot's rulebook out of the window. These synchronized maneuvers are designed to create the illusion of an impending crash. Making it look this dangerous, however, means taking real risks. The most catastrophic accident the Red Arrows ever had was in 1971, when the Synchro pair collided in mid-air, killing all 4 people on board.
When I think about how close they fly together, yeah, I do get nervous, and I like to convince myself it's just trick of the eye.
That's what 100 feet looks like when you're doing 800 miles an hour closure. That's far away. Closer than 100 feet is, you know about that. You'd be washing your underpants for a few weeks afterwards, I think.
Ben was chosen for the prestigious role on the team by this year's Synchro leader, Pablo.
Pretty close.
It is close, 100 feet, that's our job. And when we're at 100 feet, it's a lot easier for it to make it look like we're going to crash into each other. If you're really far away, it's very difficult to do. But yeah, for the more untrained eye, if you like, so like my mum watching it, she has a panic every time we do that. But hey, she's my mum.
But luckily your mum can't go out to Afghanistan or Iraq and see all the stuff you do out there anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So they only get to see one side of it.
Sometimes Ben will come home and say, oh, we got really, really close today, or I nearly did this, or I nearly did that, and I say, oh, I'd rather you didn't tell me that bit. Maybe the more shows I see, I'll get less nervous. But I'm definitely more nervous this year, now is on Synchro, than I was last year.
Morning.
The Red Arrows are back at work.
Yeah, not too bad. Managed to get some golfing yesterday, which was nice.
As part of this year's display season, the Red Arrows are touring North America,
I'll fix it right now, boss. Cheers, mate.
starting with the Quebec International Air Show.
Back into work, off we go for a month, which will be fabulous. Can't wait. It'll be really cool.
For the Red Arrows lightweight trainer jets, with no sat-nav, onboard computers or radar, the journey to Quebec is a huge challenge in itself.
So it's rubbish over the UK at the moment, but we're looking at it being nice and blue when we get up to Iceland.
The Hawk's tiny fuel tank means the 4,000-mile journey will have to be made in a series of 7 short hops, taking 4 days, and flying over some of the most inhospitable terrain known to man.
The thing to Keflavik, you can see becoming 9 to 12.
Going up through Iceland, across Greenland, and then into northern Canada, just in the top of the Arctic Circle, weather at this time of year can be really unpredictable. If a snow shower comes in, or if another aircraft crashes on the runway, there is nowhere else for us to go. And that is the same for all the legs beyond Iceland, so into Greenland, to Iqaluit, up in the top of Canada, and then down to Goose Bay as well. So pretty testing, actually.
Are we managing to fit all our stuff in?
I've got manuals and boomers.
Okay, so they all fit in normally?
For this treacherous journey, each Red Arrow will take on their own personal flight engineer whose job is to keep the jet airworthy at all times. It's a highly prized position amongst the ground crew, but the downside is having to dress for the possibility of ejecting in Arctic conditions.
Yeah, I've got normal pants, nice pair of long johns, thermal vest, this bunny suit here, nice itchy wool suit, normal flying suit that we wear, and this beautiful thing that I'm trying to put on now.
We are like Michelin men, but it's absolutely necessary because we're going to be flying over icebergs, the sea temperature is 0, and you've got less than a minute of usable time. If you have to eject and you're now in the sea, you've got to be as well protected as you can be. So you've got about a minute to get into your dinghy. And then we have a Nimrod aircraft which follows us should that happen and we're bobbing up and down in the sea. He then drops us a bigger life raft and he'll then coordinate the rescue. He'll coordinate and vector the ships into us such that we can hopefully be picked up.
No, I'm in, I'm strapped in, all ready to go. Just got my helmet to put on and hopefully I won't have to pull the big yellow and black handle down there. Because if I do, I'm in bother. And hopefully all this stuff will keep me alive for a little bit longer.
As the Reds head north, the 40-strong ground crew known as the Blues will follow in a C-17 cargo plane. After a brief landing for fuel in Scotland, the Reds' next stop is Keflavik in Iceland, where both planes and crew are refueled.
Anything nice on the way in? His hair. Nice scenery. Did a little bit of a quiz with Pablo.
The flight from Iceland to Greenland is the most dangerous part of the Red Arrow's journey. Flying over frozen sea and wasteland with no spare fuel and nowhere else to land, it's just as well the views are so memorable.
What do you think of the flying, Stu, when we came across?
Superb, really good. Yeah.
How many people on the planet do you think have seen that view that we saw?
I'm going to say 22.
22, only a handful of people, I reckon.
Definitely, yeah.
So what are you up to now then, now we've landed?
To a service my jet, and then to the hotel.
And what?
I believe it's a 5-star.
No, it's a 5-star deluxe, all glamorous lifestyle for the Red Arrows.
The next flight takes them back across the Arctic Circle before another hazardous ocean crossing brings the Red Arrows to the Canadian border. One more stop, and the Reds finally make it to Quebec, announcing their entrance in style. The 3-day Quebec Air Show attracts 150,000 people. It's a major event on the Red Arrows calendar, where they'll be strutting their stuff alongside 3 of the best display teams in the world.
This is the first time in I don't know how many years where 4 national display teams, including the continental USA display teams, have been here. And I don't know when that's going to happen again, so it's going to be great for the public. We're really looking forward to it, and I hope the weather gets slightly better than this. I'm sure it will do.
There was one female who was prettier than the others, unfortunately.
For the 3 first years, the excitement is tangible.
The Blue Angels just arrived, nice and noisy, and that's their Hercules is reversing now. Look at that, showing off.
The US Navy display team, the Blue Angels, have arrived. Their state-of-the-art F-18 Hornets are already attracting envious glances.
These Blue Angels look awesome, don't they? Slightly better than our trainer.
Hey guys, all right?
Hey buddy, how y'all doing?
Sorry. I'm not allowed to take the mickey, am I? I just noticed they were walking numerically. Yeah, in a straight line. It's brilliant. Formation walking.
And they've got spray-on flying suits. So, unlike ours, a little more room for for expansion, things like that.
Wearing the tightest uniforms of all is the next team to arrive. The US Air Force Thunderbirds in their immaculate F-16 fighter jets. And completing this unique display team lineup are the Canadian Air Force Snowbirds.
Good to see you. Yeah, good to meet you. How are you doing?
Yeah,
what's up, D-Dog? Good to see you this morning.
How are you, bro?
Talker, right?
Talker, yeah.
Nice to meet you. Red. Morning, sir. Mark Slayer. Go for it.
All four teams are present and correct, and the Red Arrows are provoking a lot of curiosity.
And then you've got intercom volume and receive volume for the radio.
Oh, is it hot mic, or you got to push a button?
Hot mic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys have like different shows depending on the weather?
Yeah, these, in fact, they're all in here. They're full flat and rolling. This is the big one because that actually is about 6,500 for synchro. So if they might do it.
In just a few hours, the Red Arrows will take on these world-class display teams. As the crowds assemble, the battle for aerobatic supremacy begins.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
First up, the Blue Angels. A squadron of US Navy Hornets on full afterburner gives the Reds a taste of what they're up against.
The show is so different, but walking around at 100 feet, upside down the runway at 150 feet, pulling 7.5 G, minus 3 G. It's doing head-to-head passes, and they whoop at each other, although they're not allowed to shout on the radio. Unlike my pilots, who need they need whooping up.
We do all our shouting in the air, not on the ground.
That's right. Very pleasant, meek, mild-mannered people on the ground.
As the Reds' display time draws closer, their ground crew run through all their pre-flight checks, leaving no stone unturned.
Checking the fan, make sure the blades are okay, no chips or anything like that. Of course, stick my head in there, can't fit my whole body in now.
What's the date today?
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th. What could possibly go wrong?
Next to take to the air, the US Air Force Thunderbirds in their high-tech F-16s.
Let that serve as a reminder of not just the precision, but also the teamwork, dedication, and commitment that makes our team and the entire United States Air Force the most capable and advanced Air Force in the world.
When they all come past, they're all tight and it all looks really good. Their display is just so different to ours. They don't have the numbers of aircraft and they don't change formation quite as many times as we do. When they come past, it's impressive stuff. And they get a lot more noise from their aircraft. It's just different, very different.
As the next team to display, can the Red Arrows take on the might of the most powerful air force in the world?
That's impressive. We definitely can't do that. That's good. Very good.
Mesdames et messieurs, bonjour et bienvenue à la 14e édition du spectacle aérien international Family Prix de Québec, édition
150,000 people have come to the Quebec International Air Show to see 4 of the world's top display teams battling for aerobatic supremacy. Having witnessed the 3 other teams up close and personal, it's time for the Red Arrows to rise to the challenge.
Good. We got nice weather and lots of people watching. Come a long way for this. 80 points, number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Just perhaps a few bumps today. If there are a few bumps, just ride them through.
9. Have a good show.
With an expectant audience of pilots and public, the challenge now for Reds 1 to 9 is to live up to their own sky-high standards and those of their peers and rivals in the audience.
Mesdames, messieurs, the Red Arrows 2008!
Wow, that's beautiful.
Stuck off.
The Red Arrows run through the first half of their show. Crowd-pleasing tight formations involving all 9 pilots flying 6 feet apart.
Such a treat to have these guys here. It's amazing. It's really making the show something special.
For the second half of the display, the synchro pair come to the fore. Their head-to-head moves are watched closely by the pilots on the ground. Finally, the first Red Arrows display in North America for 6 years is brought to a close.
Pretty cool, here they come. Break! Go!
With their work done, the pilots are whisked back to meet the crowd, and their counterparts are there to greet them.
Stood in the freezing rain for it.
Yeah,
well worth it. It was worth it.
It was phenomenal flying, incredibly precise on a day in which the weather was challenging, and some of the passes that the solos do was very impressive, very impressive.
They're wonderful. I love these guys.
Next year we may steal a couple of their maneuvers, so we'll see.
Oui, merci. Very bon.
For Jace Hawker and his team of pilots, it's mission accomplished.
You know when a show's good. That felt really good. The boys were really up for it, and being down here, seeing the crowds, they absolutely loved it as well, and that makes the job really worthwhile. So it's a great job. To put the seal on a triumphant weekend, the Red Arrows are invited to fill the prestigious evening display slot in front of Quebec's high society. Having come so far so quickly, 2008's Red Arrows have well and truly arrived. Next week, we meet a team who do one of the most hazardous jobs there is, commercial diving.
That's definitely a dangerous thing to do. You got electricity and water, which never mix. You also run the risk of blowing yourself up.
And we follow a rookie who's finding out that even the slightest mistake can be catastrophic.
Fuck!
Next, we examine the horrific crimes of David Parker Ray. The Sex Chamber is next on 5.